I've told people I was working on a 3D printer with which to make gourmet meals um, every time, right? You just put the ingredients, the basic ingredients, right? The CHON, the carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen that makes up all life. And you put it in, and out comes little bits of stuff that look like and taste like a gourmet meal every time. Okay? And it comes from the seeds of cannabis and Papaver somniferum, because it turns out those have exactly what the human body needs to live. And so I can disguise it and make it look exactly like a filet mignon. And it'll come out even a little different each time and stuff like that, because it's really cooking. I'm designing in the entire process into spitting out the little things out and it's hard to imagine that maybe I can fit a steak dinner down that tube, but I think I can. And so I play with these things, and I just got this extra cool coil. Yeah, and you plug it in here, and as long as the current's flowing, there's no spark. As soon as you release it, it makes a spark jump between those two wires. And it's like an ignition coil in a car or something like that. And so I can hook it up to this guy, because that's what this stuff is. These wires. There's a control device in there that opens and closes a valve that lets stuff through. And so you put a hose with your stuff in there. And they use these 3D printers use like a little wire-looking thing about this big around, or thereabouts, made out of PVC or some other kind of plastic, and the tip gets real hot, and it spits out little molten bits of plastic onto the surface below, and so the specs on this one are such that I can drive those sparks with my 1,000 kilovolt coil and make. I'm gonna arc weld AUPT dust to another kind of metal plate, right? So I can lay down a sheet of tinfoil and start laying AUPT across it, and continue laying AUPT across it, because it melts it every time it arc welds it to the plate below, and that establishes the metallic bonds in the AUPT. So instead of having non-metallic dust, I would have a line of little dots of metallic AUPT, which is pretty freaking cool, because I can lay one layer on top of another, and becomes whatever you want it to be. I can then print with my AUPT pretty much the way it is. That's why I have been playing with it in this form, the dust form, because it's basically pure AUPT. You don't have to worry about contamination. I separated it with a magnet, so I know it's the middle member of AUPT, and it is exactly 20 on the when I do a specific gravity test, which tells me it's half gold and half platinum, and it makes platinum-shaped hopper-type crystals that are gold. And this will have little dots that have little hoppers on them. You can't help it, man. They form when they do it. And as soon as they go molten, they're going to return to the original. There we go. Look at that. Who is this guy anyway? See that guy in there? The pointy ears, looking at me. Curious monkeys. How about that?